Welcome back, everyone. So, here is episode 7 of the Tottenham Hotspur career mode I'm running for FIFA 14. So if you guys are just joining us and have decided to skip the first 6 episodes, no worries, I'm not offended. But we're in the middle of December here, and we're actually in the group stage of Europa League, where we're facing Kuban. And we're hoping, I believe this is the second of two matches in the group stage between us and them. We're hoping to pull off a victory because, let's be honest, we got to get out of the group stage. We have way more money than everyone else here. And we see Adebayor ties it up in the 25th minute. Very quick response to that early goal, but unfortunately, Adebayor's goal is the only one we would get on the road there, and while 1 point is better than no points, I think that's a lost match, as we should have got the victory there. So we'll hope to go into our next Europa League match and do a little bit better, while at the same time we're going to hope to pull off a couple of good wins here in the BPL. So we'll start off with our match against West Bromwich. And West Bromwich not doing terribly, I don't think, so far this season. They're also not doing great either, and this should be another, at home for us at White Hart Lane, this should be a really easy win. And it starts off quickly with Soldado putting in a penalty kick in the 6th minute for Tottenham, and they're up 1-0. 37th minute, we see Derek Rose gets injured, and while he gets taken out for Kyle Naughton, but Adebayor adds the lead in just after the start of the second half, right before Soldado is actually pulled out due to injury. But we would hold on to the lead, for 2-0 victory against West Brom at home. So good match there from Spurs. Going into our next match, where we face Stoke City once again at White Hart Lane, but on very little rest. The scheduling here, I don't remember the scheduling being this close in real life. I have to imagine it wouldn't be. I don't think the Premier League would do that, or the FA would do that. But nevertheless, you see, we've switched up our rotation here a little bit just to rest some players. Vertonghen in at left back, Chadley and Lennon playing, Adebayor starting with the injury to Soldado, and we get off to a decent start. 2nd minute, Yunus Kabul with a goal puts us up 1-0, but it's tied up in the 44th minute, just before the end of the first half. Unfortunately for Stoke City, Sandro and Kane would have a little something to say about that, as they would return fire with 2 more goals, putting us back in the lead and giving us a final score victory of 3-1 Spurs at home at White Hart Lane. So 2 must-win matches against some mid-table, lower sort of end-of-the-table teams that we needed to win, especially at home, and we did. So we come out strong, and we come out having done well in those 2 matches. Now, just showing you guys a little bit of the youth squad sort of recruitment here. Spurs are in 5th place, as you see, but we have 2 games in hand on 4th, which would be held by Liverpool. So, game against Man United, and another big one. This episode is jam-packed, full of important matches as we go into the opening of the transfer window on January 1st here. And Spurs away at Man United, I would be quite happy, frankly, considering we have games in hand. I'd be quite happy coming out with a draw at Old Trafford, but Raphael would have something to say about that. But Harry Kane, the young striker, comes back in the 54th minute to tie it up at 1-1 for us, and I would hope we'd be playing very defensive, and we do, holding on to a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford against the Red Devils. Not bad, could be worse, could have been better, but we will take it. And you see here, we get some offers for Vertonghen, put in some offers for a couple of upcoming free agents, I guess, guys on expiring contracts. Ashley Cole has just basically told us to F off. He's never coming here. So I understand that, the London rivalry there between Chelsea and Spurs. I like that. I like that, FIFA. Way to go. Diego and Lewandowski, both have said no to us, frankly, and we're just not high enough profile for those two guys. So, and once again, that's understandable. You've got Lewandowski coming in from Borussia Dortmund, and Diego, I think, coming in from Barcelona. So both of these guys are used to Champions League football in Europe, and I don't think they want to take a step back and play with a team that is battling for a Champions League place in the BPL. So we'll try and pursue those two guys a little more, hopefully getting one of them, as Lewandowski would be a great addition to the team. We really do need a striker. Soldado's okay, but man, does he miss enough shots for us. So we'll jump into our match against Southampton here, and I gotta tell you guys, in real life, love Southampton, love what they've done in the last half decade, or even decade really, bringing up some really good players. Gareth Bale, also former Spurs player, big fan of his, and he came up through the youth system at Southampton. Luke Shaw joined, well, I wouldn't say joined him, but also came up through there, as has Adam Lallana, and a lot of people forget about Jay Rodriguez. He may have made the England squad for the World Cup this year had he not gotten injured towards the end of the Premier League season. So really good club that ended up doing quite well in the Premier League, and I have a lot of respect for these guys. So that being said, in FIFA, however, Ricky Lambert is probably a little bit underrated, along with the rest of the team, frankly. Luke Shaw is, I don't want to say criminally underrated, but he is he doesn't provide quite the benefit to the team as he would to Southampton in real life. So we'll hope to pull off a victory here, even though we're away. We're on the road at Southampton. We're going to hope to get 3 points from this match. I think it would be critical to do so. So we'll come out in the 4-2-3-1 with Adebayor once again as our primary striker. Soldado, I believe, is still injured. Hugo Lloris having a pretty good season so far, and he'll hope to kind of continue that in this match. So we'll see how that goes. Southampton, I didn't even get a chance to look at the standings, but I think Southampton is towards mid-table, so they've got something to fight for in this match. We see we're just going to jump ahead towards the end of the first half, as not a whole lot happened in this match early on. Close call there. Hugo Lloris actually ends up putting a hand on this ball, even though I think it probably would have just gone out off the crossbar. But Southampton gets a corner just before the end of the first half, and it is cleared out by Michael Dawson here, saving what could have been a potentially deadly corner from Southampton. But they do get the ball back, trying to make something happen in the dying few seconds here of the first period of this match, and they do get a header, which is nicely stopped by Hugo Lloris, and unfortunately they can't really do anything else before the whistle is blown. So at halftime, we find Southampton and Spurs, tied 0-0. So not the greatest of showing so far, but clearly the defense is doing its job, so I can't complain very much. Eric Lamela, another guy who has a lot of potential in this game. Very, very underused. Had a pretty poor season in real life for Spurs, and he makes a pretty good play happen here, getting the ball in towards the middle of the pitch, where it finally ends up on the feet of Adebayor, who salutes to the fans, while putting in the go-ahead goal for Spurs. Look at that, right on his feet, and he takes a couple of touches, probably one too many, and he still puts it across the net there, past Artur Boruc, I believe. Great play off his right foot. Nicely done for Spurs as they take a 1-0 lead here at Southampton. That's going to be Adebayor's 6th goal of the season thus far. So not bad for a guy who is I would have thought our backup striker, more of our Europe striker and cup match striker. Nothing happening on that shot as Southampton still trying to put pressure, but they can't really get anything going here. And we'll see towards the 86th minute. But Luke Shaw gets carded here, yellow card. He can't believe it. He's clearly upset. But if you check out the replay, he's tussling there with Eriksson. There's a lot of contact, and he was bound to get called, even though it's the end of the match. Still gonna get you're not gonna get calls like that or benefits of the doubt from the ref. So whistle is blown. 90 minutes, 2 periods, done, complete, finito, and Spurs come out on top 1-0 in this critical match on the road as we continue a good run of form thus far, having gotten 2 wins at West Brom and Stoke City. Against West Brom and Stoke City at home, followed up by a draw on the road against Man United, and we'll pull off a victory here against Southampton on the road. So we'll take a look at some of the match ratings. I think maybe we won't. Yeah, we will. Some of the players, nobody really doing well. Hugo Lloris gets man of the match, deservedly so. He gets the clean sheet, and great game all around from the players, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed.